that's the end of my speech. I don't know what everybody else has been doing. I'll tell you a little bit about myself.
Microphone, please. First thing you have to learn.
All right. Take it easy on me here. If you haven't read my bio on the, everybody's read it?
No.
Really? Okay, I've been here, this will be my 6th year, April 1st, with Mission Lakes Country Club. My qualifying background, I've had over 40 years experience in corporate America, from 1963 to 2005 with a company called Data Tape Incorporated. It was a Kodak company. I retired as Director of Logistics. During my stay with them over 30 years, I was in disciplines as manufacturing production manager, product manager, field service manager, training engineer, field engineer, R&D engineering tech, manufacturing test technician. I served with the U.S. Navy on board USS Loyalty, MSO 457, reached in the rank of Petty Officer 3rd Class in 3 years. My involvement here year to date, I was on the Communications Committee, the Ad Hoc Driving Range Committee, with the Men's Association, as tournament chairman, and as part of that served with the Golf Committee during the same time. My goals and accomplishments for the new board for myself. I want to concentrate on cost control, identify and develop solutions to mitigate over budget cost drivers with our club. Communications. I'd like to adopt a culture of open and transparent disclosure of board of director decisions which justify to the membership of why those decisions are in the best interest of the membership. Pardon me, because for the last week I've been battling a pretty tough flu. Committee planning. I would like the board to infuse a culture of looking to the future with an eye to cutting cost and justifying expenditures to the membership as each of the committees go through their processes. And as an outside play policy, there's been a lot of controversy over that. I think we should revisit that policy and have the membership ratify those policies with all the pros and cons spelled out to you completely. With that, I'm ready to take any questions.
Okay.
And pardon me because my nose is running. I
just got over it.
Probably got it from you.
Maybe.
It's only used slightly.
Does that mean you want to make this club private?
Okay, we'll have 3 and then we'll have questions.
All candidates expressed interest in cutting spending. How and where will you cut spending?
I think the first place we need to look is with the restaurant. I know a lot of people call the restaurant an amenity. And it seems like the culture here is infused in the fact that it's okay to give the restaurant $250,000 startup fund before they open the door for a season. I don't believe in that. The restaurant should at least break even. And if it can't break even, then we need to do something to make sure it breaks even. So that would be the first thing I would look at. The next thing I would take a look at with regard to cutting costs is look at our staff. Take a look at the organizational chart. Let's find out how many employees we have. Work on efficiencies. the more efficient we make ourselves, the cheaper it's going to be. The last, or not the last, there's probably lots of other things that we can come up with. Excuse me again. Is that when we make a decision to do a project, since I've been here, there's been several projects that have cost us a substantial amount of money. And at the same time, you look at the result of that project, and at least for me, I've shaken my head and said, why did that cost so much? It seems like contracts are let here without any thought to a beginning date, an end date, without applying any type of contractor incentives. If he finishes early and does a good job, then he should get an incentive. If he doesn't, then he shouldn't get an incentive and goes the other way. We want to improve this club, and since my wife and I have been here, we love this place. And you guys have no idea what a beautiful, beautiful country club we have.
We have another question.
How would you maintain and improve club facilities, and which improvements would you give priority to?
You're talking about all club facilities, or are you talking about the clubhouse in general?
Everything. I mean, as
Okay.
a whole.
All.
All right. Improve the club facilities. Is that what you're talking about? Let's start with the golf course. Now, this is a golfing community, and the improvement to the golf course is certainly going to enhance our equity here as homeowners. However, there isn't a whole lot that this golf course needs. The plan that is presently in place is quite aggressive. There are some stuff in that plan that needs to be done. But for the most part, we have 3 greens that need to be looked at. And I can name those off for myself. That's number 10, number 11, and the green on number 6. The pin placement there for the blue pins on all 3 of those are ridiculous. Fixing those would improve our golf course, and at the same time improve our enjoyment in playing the golf course. We need a driving range. This club doesn't have one, and all golf country clubs should have a driving range, and one that you can use to practice all of your clubs and not just irons or short shots. So we need to look at that and look at that closely. It's going to improve the equity for the whole community, Mission Lakes, all the equity here for homeowners. With regard to the clubhouse facilities, think for a minute how many people live in this community that do not play golf. About 33% or 35% of us play golf, and we're active here. But we're collecting dues for the 100%. Now, what do we offer those folks that golf is not their primary thing to do? Right now, we offer them tennis, and then there's a pickle thing. I'm not sure what that is. We have a beautiful swimming pool, and we need to keep a beautiful swimming pool. And the changes that are planned for the swimming pool area is going to, I would support. Okay, it's helping. So we need to look at providing more enjoyment for those folks that are not golfers. Bearing in mind that when they bought their homes here, they were buying into a golfing community. And why were they doing that? They were doing it because it's a safe community. It's a community that's maintaining, probably better than others, their home values. Okay? We keep increasing our dues to the point to where it's making it difficult for those folks that are on fixed incomes, and I'm one of them, by the way, to stay here. So I would look to improving our facilities for those people who are not traditional golfers. The golfers have a great thing going here, and we've spent a lot of money doing so. We spend, what is it, $1.6 million a year just in the maintenance of the golf course. So that's a lot of money.
Okay, we have one more question, and then we'll take questions.
Okay.
How do we encourage people to vote when ballots are sent out, even if they have to just check off quorum, so that we do not have to incur extra expense, which can run more than $3,000 by resending the same ballots?
You need to go out and meet them. That's all. Knock on doors.
Yeah.
Let's go meet these people. Okay? Let's say hello. Let's tell them how important it is for them to vote. Most of the people that are not voting are probably either pissed at us for some reason or another, or they feel like they're left out, or they're older and just waiting for, heaven's waiting room. That's what this place is, what I was told when I got here. And, I couldn't have imagined a better heaven's waiting room. But we need to go meet them. So I think getting to know these people who are not voting is how you do that. Okay? Invite them to the country club. Ask them to have dinner with you, whatever. I think each of the board members should be responsible for going out. We take the 7 board members, we break up the community into different sections, and we go door to door and say hello, introduce ourselves, or whatever we have to do. But we need to meet the people and talk with them. You can send them all the mail you want to, you can do all the email stuff, but if you're going to stand off from a person and not say hello, they're not going to respond. Okay? So you need to have them respond, and the only way to respond is to let them know you care. You care about what they think. And once you do that, we're going to get more participation at the club. You'll get people more interested in coming to these meetings. And hopefully we'll get a better feel for what the membership really wants. In other words, a full majority rather than a small minority making all the decisions.
Okay, now we can
Did I hear you correctly in your bio that you'd actually like to make this club private? Was that one of your things?
You didn't hear that in my bio, but I'm glad you asked that question. This club is private. This is an equity club. Equity clubs are private clubs. Okay. When I first got here, I came to my first board member meeting, and suddenly somebody said, well, this is a public course. And I said, flipped up my hand up, and I said, excuse me, I've just bought a home here. I was told that in order to be a member of the, or to be able to be a member of the country club, I had to buy a home here. And my real estate information that I got indicated that this was an equity club. And it said equity clubs are private clubs. This cannot be a public course, because if it was public, I didn't need to buy here. I could have bought anywhere. So whenever you're a part of an equity of anything, that means you own part of this course. And a good test for that is to say to yourselves, if we all decided we're going to sell this golf course, okay? And let's say we sold it for, 20 million bucks. Where does that money go? It goes to each of us. We get 1,069th share of that 20 million bucks or whatever you sell it for. It's equity. I have looked at our state licensing and have shaken my head to this day. Why don't you license yourself to be a private club?
It'll cost a lot of money.
How is that going to cost you a lot of money?
Your dues will go up.
How?
It's not pay for it.
Not a debate.
Hi, Rick.
Hi.
So I've asked this question of all the candidates, and I'm going to ask the same one to you. During your candidacy this term, I'm sure that you've talked to many members, golfers and non, those that use the restaurant, those don't. And in your conversations with them, what is the main concern of the members, not you, but of the members, and how would you solve that question?
Main concern of what?
Members.
Main concern of the members with regard to this country club?
Yes.
Okay. I just need to be more specific. I'm trying to be more specific.
Has anybody talked to you about their concerns? Basically, is what the question was.
Well, one of the concerns that I have heard, and it regards the restaurant, the quality of the food versus the price. The next concern was the seemed to be ongoing trend with regard to increasing dues. Nobody likes that. Another concern is with regard to the expenses that are going on with regard to desertscape, which I don't really call desertscape, I call it gardenscape. Because you're still spending money on water for watering all the plants you put out there. With every plant, you put a little bubbler on it. So that can't be exactly desertscape. And it's very difficult to get an answer with regard to the amount of money saved in some of these cost control investments that have been made. Okay? It may be there, but the metrics seem to be in the wind somewhere. They can't identify it properly. So I'd like to see that kind of stuff identified. So when you make an investment to cut any cost, then let's identify the metrics that's going to measure that. And then publish that to the membership and say, hey, you know, we saved $10 this month, or we saved $1,000 this month, or whatever.
Okay, are there any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.